we will never, ever be apart.
Standby passengers on Flight 102, please report to Worldwide Ticket Counter.
What's an Aussie doing in Kenya?
Runs photo safaris. Hunts for a decent mug of beer in his spare time.
Purpose of visit, Mr. Sanders?
Tourism. Still looking for that mug of beer.
Good luck.
Global Air, paging Mr. Fortunato. Mr. Fortunato, please proceed to a white courtesy telephone.
So the PD motions for dismissal. We hear this loud voice from the bench, motion granted. No one's more startled than the judge, of course, because he hasn't heard a word.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Catherine Chandler, Jeff Radler. Jeff's going to be joining our
Trial division. Oh, so I've been told. Welcome to New York.
Never underestimate the power of the grapevine.
Joe tells me you're as good as they come. And you have an enormous crush on him you're desperately trying to keep secret.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't say that.
I finally managed to get it under control.
I think I'm being framed.
So, Joe tells me we're going to be working together.
Jeff's taking over the Erringer appeal.
Erringer, are you familiar with the case?
No, not yet.
Joe, what is this? That brief is due on Friday.
Which is why I want you to work with him on it. Go over the file, Kathy. Look, the subject's not open for debate. Just do it.
Brought the Erringer transcripts. Sorry if I got a little hot. This one means a lot to me.
Well, Joe told me he had to interview all the victims. Sit down. Tell me about it. I need to know.
Well, it broke my heart. All those little girls. The youngest one was only 4. It's hard to believe that anyone can be that vile until you have to sit with the children and listen to them tell their stories. When we put Erringer away, that was the moment that I knew I belonged here. And if his conviction is overturned, I don't know what I'll do.
It won't be. We'll make sure of it, you and me, together. But I can't do it without your help.
You got it. Anything you need.
I'll take these back to the hotel tonight and look them over. In the meantime, it would be really helpful if you could just give me a brief summary of the issues involved.
The first issue is the admissibility of the videotape testimony. They also claim that the judge erred in his instructions to the jury.
Holloway's notes on Erringer. Would you drop these off on your way home? Radler's Hotel's just a few blocks from you.
Just when I thought I'd made a clean getaway. Shirley's notes. They're incomplete, but they still might be useful. What is all this? Looks like you made off with half the law library.
Just going over a few possible precedents for the videotape issue.
There's an appellate case in the 19th Circuit that's right on point. You might want to have a look at that.
You must be mistaken. There is no 19th Circuit. These will prove very useful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me.
There's a new man in our office, a trial attorney named Jeff Radler. Does that mean anything to you? Well, I think he knows about your world. I followed him across the park, and he went to the drainage tunnel and straight to the secret door. And he uncovered a name there, your name. Someone had scratched it on the tunnel wall.
I'd almost forgotten. I'm the one that wrote that name there, Catherine. I was only a boy. It was the sort of thing that boys do.
He was looking for your name, Vincent. He ran to the tunnel all the way across the park from the carousel.
Carousel. This man, what did he look like?
He's in his 30s, I guess. Tall, dark hair, dark eyes. And he has 3 deep scars on his left cheek. Who is he, Vincent?
Not now. Not until I'm certain.
I'm sorry, I'm running late. I have to go see a man about an apartment.
How's it going?
Everything's under control. I'll see you tomorrow.
What's this?
You tell me.
The Erringer case. Which Jeff got one of the interns roughing out his brief?
No, that's his own work.
So his first draft's a little rough. He threw it in the trash, didn't he? Maybe that's where it should have stayed. Come on, Kathy, give him a break. He's probably just feeling pressure. 5 will get you 10, he's just nervous.
He's nervous, all right.
Hey, what's going on in there?
No one's called me that for 20 years. Oh, God. Vincent.
We thought you were
Dead? Well, you know what Mark Twain said. The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
We searched for you for weeks, months. Father was afraid you were lost in the maze.
I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just had to get out. "20 years is a long time. I wasn't even sure anybody'd be home. I'll tell you, there's been a few dark nights. I thought I imagined the whole thing. The tunnels and the old man. You. Especially you. So what are you doing here, anyway? It's like you knew I was going to be here.
Catherine saw you last night at the carousel and followed you here.
Catherine? You mean Chandler from the DA's office? A small world. So you have a helper in the DA's office.
Catherine is more than a helper.
things change, I guess. So, the old man. Is he...
Mother as well. Let me take you to...
I don't think that would be such a good idea. The old man and I never got along too well, you know that. After I left, I never set foot in New York again. I think I was scared he'd know if I did. Come drag me back down again.
Well, you're here now.
So I am. I've been having these dreams lately about the tunnels. Weird, isn't it? I've been to Casablanca, the Himalayas, Paris, all over the world, everywhere south of Oz and north of Shangri-La. And I dream about a hole in the ground.
It's not so weird. When that hole in the ground is home.
Ah, Vincent, there you are. Pascal said you had gone above, so we weren't expecting.
Devin. You've changed. It's been so long. We thought, after all these years and never a word, never a hint as to whether you were alive or dead.
Well, you're not exactly listed in the phone book.
No, but you knew the names of our helpers. I mean, they could have got a letter to me. Would that have cost you so much? Have you any idea of the pain and the grief you have caused? Father. It was so sudden. Such a shock.
I'm sorry if I've upset you by not being dead.
Devin, please. You know, there is so much I want to say. So many questions I'd like to. I just don't know where to begin.
How about it's nice to see you, Devin? Or we missed you. Those would have been nice places to begin.
We have missed you. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't easy. Maybe we could just start over.
Yes. Yes, Devin, I'd like that. Well, now. Come on, tell us where you've been, what you've done.
Well, I'm currently an attorney with the DA's office, rubbing elbows, as it turns out, with Vincent's friend.
An attorney, eh? Well, that's a considerable achievement. But then, Devin, I always knew, even when you were a boy, that once you'd made up your mind to apply yourself, you would do great things. You must have studied very hard.
I'm working on that part. Last month I was in Kenya. Derek Saunders, mate. Pleased to meet you. Ran photo safaris. It was fun. The land is gorgeous and you meet some interesting women. And before that, I was a monk in Tibet. Shaved my head, got in touch with my spiritual side. It was tranquil. Hell, I've been just about everything by now. Respected professor, knife thrower in a carny, decorated soldier, a famous chef, a doctor. I delivered a baby, Father. There were complications. I had to perform a cesarean. I was terrified, but I didn't let it show. I just...
Just a minute. I mean, the procedure you've described is major surgery. Have you had any medical training?
I had some medical books.
Oh, you had some medical books. Well, that's fine, isn't it? You had some medical books. Do you realize the risks you put this poor woman through? Infection, internal hemorrhage. You were completely irresponsible. You're the oldest of the boys. The others all listen to you. Vincent looks up to you. Now, maybe you don't care what happens to you. But what about him? Supposing he'd been hurt or caught up there. You risked his life. And for what? So that you could have a ride on a merry-go-round? You might have lost that woman or the baby or both.
But I didn't. Which is more than you can say, isn't it? You and all of your medical knowledge couldn't save my mother from dying in childbirth.
Devin.
You too? Fine. Let me care. I told you this was a mistake. I'll find my own way out.
No, Devin. No, please. Devin, come back here. Devin? Please?
That was his pain talking, not his heart.
I did not.
You did so!
I did not. It wasn't me.
Liar, what's so you? It's always you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
You startled me.
I thought you might come here.
I guess you would. My scars and my old clasp knife. That's all I took with me when I left this place. Gotta have something you can count on, right? The old man? Is he all right?
You and Father were always so hard on each other.
I'm well into my 30s, Vincent. I walked into that chamber and I was 14 again. Maybe it's because of my mother. Because he couldn't save her. Maybe that's why he's been so hard on me all these years. He sees me, and he remembers that failure.
You won't come back?
Maybe in another 20 years. That baby I delivered, he's doing fine. Him and his mother both. They named him after me, Vincent. Harvey. That's the name I was going by at the time. So they named the baby Harvey.
Father will not speak of it, although I can sense how troubled he is. And Devon, with all the places he's been, and all the lives he's led, he still seems lost.
Father's right, you know. Your friend is irresponsible. This charade of his may end up putting a monster back on the street to molest little girls.
Devon would never allow that to happen. I know him.
You knew the boy he was many years ago. You don't know the man he's grown into.
I know his heart.
I'm sorry, Vincent. I can't allow this to go on. There's too much at stake.
We were going to build a raft together. Huck and Jim on the Mississippi. I had other friends, others who grew up with me in the tunnels, but Devon was the only one who was irresponsible enough to dream dreams that included me. Years after he left, I would still hear his voice in the whispering gallery. See his face reflected in the mirror pool, and when I would turn, he would be gone. If you expose him, Catherine, he will be gone again.
I'm sorry, Vincent. But I have no choice. Good morning, Jeff. Or should I say Devon?
Doesn't matter. I answer to just about anything. Did Vincent tell you?
I'm not gonna have you arrested. I know what that would do to Vincent and to Father. But I want you off the Erringer case and out of this office.
I appreciate that. You give me the rest of the day to sort this out and figure out what I'm going to tell Moreno. I'll be out of your life by night.
I can live with that. Tell me one thing.
I'm charming, intelligent, and hardworking, so why? Is that what you want to know? I never figured out what I wanted to be when I grew up.
She will not expose him, but he has agreed to resign.
Yes, well, I suppose it's for the best.
The best? How can you say that?
Not easily, I assure you. Some relationships can only bring us pain, no matter how much we wish otherwise. You loved Devon as a brother, I know that. I loved him too. And yet he left both of us for over 20 years without so much as a goodbye.
And last night you made sure he would leave again.
You blame me?
I blame both of you. How could you be so hard on him?
If I was hard on him as a child, it was for his own good. His little escapades endangered not only himself, but all the other children. Especially you. I know what happened that night at the carousel. And I know why it happened.
You don't know anything about what happened that night. For as far back as I can remember, you were always harder on Devon than anyone else.
Vincent, please, I swear to you. I've always tried to be fair.
No one knows better than I how hard you tried. and how well you succeeded. You were a father not only to me, but to anyone who needed one. You were always there for more children than I can name, but not for Devin. Why, Father? How could you shut him out when he needed you so?
Oh, dear God, have I really? It was a year after I lost everything. My work, my good name, and the woman I loved. My home. I think I might have frozen to death that winter if it hadn't been for her. Grace. She told me about the tunnels. Showed me the way down here. And slowly, I began to live again.
Grace was Devin's mother.
She was a good woman. No older than myself. Not an educated woman, but with her own wisdom. And a kind heart. One night, she died, giving birth to him. And afterwards, I didn't want to set him apart from the others. Besides, I always intended to tell him later. I had you to consider as well.
Devin is your son.
Hold on.
May I come in? Running away again?
I prefer to think of it as a strategic retreat, one step ahead of the law.
No one's asking you to leave New York.
Why the sudden concern? You didn't seem to be all that worried this morning about my future.
Because I know how much you mean to Vincent, and how much it would hurt him to lose you again.
Vincent. Why does it always come down to Vincent and how I'm gonna hurt him?
Like at the carousel that night when you almost got him killed?
What the hell do you know about the carousel? Why don't you come with me? Maybe it's time you heard what really happened.
What are you doing?
Nothing I haven't done before. This all started with me wanting a knife. Father said no. Knives weren't toys. They were dangerous and someone might get hurt. So I scrounged for bottles. I saved my nickels. And I bought one anyway. Someone told Father. I thought Vincent had squealed. I found out later it was somebody else. A boy named Mitch. But by then it was too late. Father had already taken away my knife. And I tried to take it out on Vincent. We fought. I lost. Father was angry with me for fighting. So one night, a few days later, we came here. Me and Vincent and a few others. But it was my idea. I pushed them into it. And it worked like a charm.
Come on, David, hurry up. I want to get caught. Come on, hurry up. What's taking you so long?
something went wrong.
Hey, what's going on in there?
Come on, run for it!
Hey, come back here! Come! Hold it right there now, don't you worry.
Vincent, come on!
You saved him.
After he saved me,
Did Father ever know what happened?
some of it. I left out the worst parts. Still, Father heard enough.
Risked his life. And for what? So that you could have a ride on a merry-go-round? Maybe you did it deliberately. I mean, was that it? You seem to take a perverse pleasure in defying me and exposing Vincent to danger. Did you want him to get caught? Was that it? Was that your way of getting back at him for your fight?
Yes, I wanted him to get caught. I hate him. He's a little freak and I hate him.
I can't even say he was all wrong. There were times.
But not this time.
Merry-go-rounds are for babies, and if we wanted to go, why don't we just do it when it's open?
Vincent can't go during the day. Vincent's never been on a merry-go-round. Look, are you gonna help or you chicken?
I felt so bad about blaming Vincent for the knife that I wanted to do something special for him.
Why didn't you ever tell Father the truth?
I don't know. Maybe pride. Or
maybe because we never learned how to talk to each other.
what the hell are you doing here?
Listening. Learning.
It's a little late for that, old man.
It's only late if you want it to be.
I think I've been set up. What is this supposed to accomplish?
Perhaps nothing. Perhaps it'll make you hate me even more. But whatever happens, I think you deserve to know the truth, Devin. My son. My real name is Jacob Wells. I first met your mother in the early 50s.
When I got your message, I tried the office first. And I found this on my desk.
The brief. How is it?
It's rough in spots. And the language isn't really turgid enough. But I think it'll keep Erringer in prison for a long time. Look at this.
Yes, I'm a fraud.
But I'm a good fraud.
Do you think he'll stay?
No, not for long. Even as a child, he dreamed of mountains and raging seas and palaces shining golden in the sun. But now, no matter where he goes, he has a place to come home to.
And what will your destination be today, sir?
What about Alaska?
We have a seat on the 3:15 flight to Anchorage.
Good.
Name?
Wells. Devin Wells.